Welcome to the OnlyFans podcast.
What's up?
Where we talk as much shit as we do basketball.
OnlyFans.
Exceedingly well.
Fucking tastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the OnlyFans podcast.
Thank you for tuning in to the OnlyFans podcast, the one and only.
No nudes, just NBA news, where we talk as much shit as we do basketball. And we got a series on our hands.
Game 3 has come to a close, and hallelujah, the Giannis Adonis has claimed a victory for his squad.
Yes. And
single-handedly, really.
let's just go again that we have coined the phrase Giannis the Adonis.
Yeah,
and
Giannis the Adonis.
That's ours.
It works so perfectly in so many ways. The Greek freak, like it's a great nickname, but it's a little bit derogatory in the term freak. So Giannis the Adonis is such a great compliment. And Adonis, it's a fucking Greek story.
Right. It's perfect. The Greek freak is like almost a slur.
Yeah.
But that's how the rest of the league treats Giannis. You know?
Yeah.
Like
it's
they don't
true.
recognize him for any accomplishments. Mm-hmm. He's like matching records that LeBron holds and getting very little acclaim for it.
2 straight 40-point plus games in the finals.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Became the second player ever to record back-to-backs.
Yes.
With Shaq.
Yeah. And I mean,
Shaq.
Exactly. It's great territory to be in. Except he's hitting a few more threes than Shaq ever did.
He's got a little more range.
Yeah.
Better from the free throw line last night.
Yeah.
Yep. 13
but,
of 17. That's probably like the best he's ever done.
Yeah.
Like, what is that, 75%?
Yeah.
Just about?
Yeah.
He's like a 50% free throw shooter.
Yeah.
So I think he's getting used to the counting. I think it's helping.
I think it is helping. I think the rhythm of the counting.
And he's at home. Like, it's totally different.
It's big.
What am I thinking?
And, I mean, he's no Ben Simmons. He's always been better, so.
Right.
And I don't know. It's just, I love Giannis. I'm rooting for him. I like him more than Chris Paul. I'm sorry. It's just a fact. And I think this segues very well into something we're going to bring up a little later. But the Suns-Bucks, like, this is an unpopular opinion, but I like the Bucks fans more. You know?
I don't think this is an unpopular opinion.
Oh, people are going crazy about the Suns. And
but the Suns fandom,
yeah,
like the only noteworthy Suns fan is only noteworthy because he started a fight for no reason.
Well, I mean, not true.
And then you see like a shitload of other Suns fans basically doing the same thing, game in and game out.
But like people are going crazy about like the Suns like looking like it's like Coachella and shit, and like, oh my goodness, the Suns fans, they just look like they're crazy, blah blah blah. Let me first say, like, you have to say this nowadays, that it's like, I'm happy for any like long time struggling Suns fans that, you know, have stuck with them since the Barkley days or whatever, or even after that where they didn't get to see them. So, but let me. Yeah, Phoenix is the fastest.
I disagree.
Phoenix is the fastest growing city in the U.S. You know what that means? There's a shit ton of lucky bandwagoners out there.
Yeah,
right?
Like birth bandwagoners.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Just because you were born into a franchise, it doesn't mean you get to claim that franchise.
I think that means a little bit more. I think that
it's
means
like being new poor.
I think that just means that like
it's new poor.
I think being born into a franchise is better than just like moving there and like all of a sudden adopting the city within a year, and like you've lived there for a year and all of a sudden you're like a Suns fan and you get this championship.
I'll go so far to say people that are born into now, as opposed to people who were born into before now, are also bandwagon.
Okay. Yeah, that's
the point of the point of differentiation I'm making is like people who were born into the Suns fandom like when they were garbage.
Yeah.
Like
No,
that's not
yeah.
bandwagon.
That's
not
true.
bandwagon,
That's true
but
because the parents are bandwagoners there. They just moved there 2 years ago.
your kid is also a bandwagon
because LA is like a dog shit. Oh, well,
it's a blanket statement, but I feel comfortable making it.
yeah, just because LA's economy is struggling and their taxes are up like 13%, and you move to Phoenix, and all of a sudden you were a Lakers fan for 15 years, and like you moved to Phoenix 2 years ago, and all of a sudden you're slipping on a Phoenix jersey.
Yep.
Being like, let's go, we're the fastest
This
growing
feels
city.
comfortable.
Yeah, like we're winning now. I don't know. Something doesn't sit right. And that being said, also, I feel like the national media is rooting for the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
Like, which doesn't make sense.
Totally. Everybody's count the Bucks out.
Yeah.
And
like people are like, yeah, like let's go Chris Paul, let's go Chris Paul.
It went from Suns in 4 to Suns in 3, and then somehow, and then back to Suns in 5 now.
Yeah.
And some people are saying Suns in 6, and it's like, at a certain point, like I'm just waiting for the moment when I get to hear people like changing their tune, and I start hearing like, I think Bucks in 7.
But it's not. It's not
Is
even
it one more win.
Did I lose my bet? Remember, I said Bucks in 6, so I've lost. Correct?
Yeah, you have lost.
Okay. Was that close? Or no.
What did I say? Bucks in 5.
I think you said Bucks.
I think I said
7.
Bucks in 7, didn't I?
Yeah, so you're still looking fine.
I'm looking good.
I think you might be looking the best.
Yeah. He has not technically lost yet.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, you have one more game. If you lose another game, in
No,
the
Phoenix
next
won the
3,
first 2, so they can only win in 6.
That he picked Bucks in 6,
Oh, okay, then yeah.
and I picked Bucks in 7. So
What
if
did
they
I
lose
pick?
another
I
game,
don't even remember.
you said Suns in something. Maybe if you listen to your own work,
Yeah, well.
Wouldn't it be so funny if I won though?
it would piss me off. It'd be funny how pissed off.
It would
I
just
be
prove
about
that
it.
like anything can happen.
We're gonna have to watch Game 6 together if it comes down to that point.
Definitely, I agree.
I know. I'm kind of wondering why I'm never invited to any of the viewing parties. I mean, as the producer, but whatever.
I mean, honestly, you're the one who has cable, so if there's a viewing party, it would be here.
I mean, get the projector going.
Yeah,
It'd be nice.
games Sunday night, Saturday night,
Wednesday night and then Saturday night.
Wednesday, Saturday. Yeah, you're right. Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
You want to do this all again tomorrow night?
We might be
Saturday
able
night.
to.
Okay. Saturday.
Why do you
night.
keep saying Saturday night, but tomorrow's not Saturday?
Both nights.
Both nights.
There are games.
There will be.
Oh,
games.
okay.
Yeah.
So we got 2 days to choose from.
Exactly. Right
Oh,
now,
okay.
Tomorrow or Saturday.
Okay.
I think Saturday is probably the safer bet.
I'd say so.
But it's up to you. You have, a weekend to look forward to.
Yes.
Anyway.
But my whole point is that when
Bring it
you're
on
a
back.
fucking journalist, they teach you to be unbiased. And I got a whole bunch of people
That's
writing
not how the School of
articles.
sports journalism goes, though, buddy.
Not nowadays,
Yeah.
I guess. But I feel like basketball is honestly the worst for that. I feel like baseball, they are the most, like,
Party line.
not party line, the most independent, the most, like, unbiased. Like, just rooting for the
Oh,
storyline.
you mean the writers?
Yeah, the
I'm
writers.
thinking from like an organizational standpoint.
No, like
the
the-
NBA leans into it, whereas the
Yeah.
MLB.
I'm
like,
even talking about the writers are fucking rooting for Chris
Yeah.
Paul and the Suns. Like,
You're absolutely right.
it makes me... And I feel like even
but
the
it is
players...
the
with
better storyline. That's why.
See, I
It's just
disagree.
chasing the best storyline.
I disagree. I think Giannis has been. If you follow the last few years, Giannis won MVP, and all the pressure was on him. Like the Nets weren't assembled, the East wasn't as strong, and he just failed year after year. I need him to get this monkey off his back because, like, I can't have him. Don't do that. I can't
We're
have
not
him.
fucking Howard Stern. We don't do that shit here. Listen, buddy. I hear everything you're saying.
I
But
can't have him not win one.
Listen, you are right. Giannis, I think, is he's
More deserving.
He's the more deserving. He's done it with less.
He's not.
He's the most like talented person on the
Mhm.
court every single night.
Yeah.
But does he have an Allstate commercial?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's yeah.
Does he?
No.
Okay.
And that's why they're
I'm
not.
sorry.
Yeah, I know. It sucks.
Nobody wants to see him win.
Ugh.
He's not currently the more marketable player.
Even my dad was just like, I don't know. I kind of like Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
he's
also
on,
thinking
he's
about
Allstate.
switching to Allstate.
Yeah, no, like
His opinion is bought and sold, man. It's bought and sold. Like
Yeah.
it's something that I don't know. I think true followers of the NBA, like, they see what Giannis is becoming and they respect that.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
that's the difference between like your dad and somebody who really pays attention like
Yeah.
all season. They're like, oh shit, like he's taken
In, like,
leaps
past
and bounds
years.
this year.
Yeah,
Alone, like this
Mhm.
year, he's gotten so much better.
yeah.
And it's not about getting better because like Booker got better this year.
Yeah.
But Booker made like 3 of 14 shots in the third game. So the second he's away from home, like he's having problems.
I mean, Giannis put up 40 on the road, and his teammates weren't able to deliver.
Yeah, I mean he's amazing.
Should we talk about Monty Williams or Cam Johnson?
Well, I mean we're talking about the Suns game, so I think we should go to the posterization.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny, do you have an image for us here?
What am I looking for?
Cam Johnson.
The crotch shot, as you so kindly.
So,
it was a nice play.
It was a great play. Yeah.
He jumped from pretty fucking far out.
Oh, it was.
You know, for a dunk, like
yeah.
the amount of ground he covered midair.
Yeah.
At maximum height.
Yeah.
Like it was the second he hit Tucker.
Yeah.
And from there, like all the way to the hoop. Like,
it almost looks like the ending of Space Jam.
And I just
a little bit, yeah. The arm needs to get a little longer, but like we're there. And the distance is right. Like he just so here's the thing. They call this a posterization.
Yeah.
Not technically.
Here's my problem with that. It's like I'm gonna step in and defend Chris
PJ Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
Yeah, I know you are.
PJ Tucker.
Never touch
PJ Tucker,
radio.
and not only because he looks scary and he might be able to hurt me, but I think it was honestly, and Bucks fans will like me for this, I think it was honestly a charge. I think he took a charge, and it pisses me off that people are like, PJ Tucker, he got up and his eyes were wide open and he like couldn't believe he made that dunk. No, he couldn't believe it wasn't called a charge.
Yeah.
Because it was a charge.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't know. But to play counterpoint to my point, posterization just means like, does it look good on a poster?
That's
like
true.
literally the exact definition. And unfortunately, like when you pull up the photo, that's a fucking poster.
That's exactly what that is.
And so, but like, I think that's a poster for Suns fans, and then you just burn that poster if you're a Bucks fan because that was a fucking charge.
It was kind of a charge.
I think so.
It was a cool looking charge.
Yeah.
A poster worthy charge.
But it wasn't called a charge, and that's why it's able to be like a dope poster. Because that's a fucking poster.
Yeah.
Okay, am I the only one? Have you guys brought attention to like just like the position of them?
Oh.
I mean, have you guys even like addressed yet that how close his head is to his?
I know. Did PJ put his hand up his pants too? Like he's grabbing the cheek.
No, I think PJ's literally protecting his face from getting hit by his.
It's like
he's got his hand up
yeah.
there.
He's like, you're not gonna ball tap me.
I feel like also though a little bit of it, like it looks like he's directing the flow of traffic.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah.
And
he's just like hoping he leans left and not right, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And we're all hoping he zigs when he zags.
It'd be such a great, such a lovely love story if they ended up, getting together after this.
So the next subject, Monty Williams, coach of the Suns, in a press conference after the game, he went so far as to say that the reason that the Suns lost Game 3 on the road was because and it was funny because he's like, I'm not going to complain about the refs, but let me just say that we took like 14 shots from the line as a team to their teams, and they had one player who had 17.
Yeah.
First of all,
and that was Giannis who had 17.
Yeah,
right?
The player that he's talking about is Giannis,
who they like purposely fouled when they
the
can.
entire game. He's the only one who helped from the line because he's the only one who got fouled.
Yeah,
strategically, like trying to foul the fuck out of him, so that he just gets beat up, tired, and he's already injured.
Well,
so the plan was to just pick on Giannis.
If he has a sure thing, make sure it's not a sure thing, and he has to earn it with 2 shots from the line because he's been struggling.
Yeah,
it's a strategy. Like you're being angry at your own strategy.
You know that he's not good from the line, so you decided to put him to the line.
Yeah,
and then you want to blame the refs.
Yeah,
so that was like number one. Not only did Giannis like score 41 points again, he had like 24 points in the paint.
Yeah,
like that's ridiculous in a playoff game. And then meanwhile Booker scores 1 of 7 in the first quarter. but again, it's because they weren't getting any fouls.
Yeah.
And finished with like 10 points.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, it's not because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah. Whereas for a while there, like my favorite player on the Suns was Coach Williams.
Yeah.
Now I've kind of lost a little bit of respect for him.
You know who my favorite player on the Suns is?
Who's that?
DeAndre Ayton. And he's had, like, I kind of called it that he was going to ascend to superstardom, like, several podcasts ago. I'm not going to toot my own horn, but...
Was it during the playoffs?
Yeah, I know. But, like...
So, like, what did you call? What shot did you really call?
I don't know, but, like, I don't know if people saw him, like,
right
having these...
Really, like, Captain Hindsight activity.
He might be the most efficient player during the playoffs.
Before or after the
during the
inbound
finals.
dunk?
What?
Before or after the inbound dunk with 0.3 seconds left?
After.
Okay, then your take
think
it's a day late and a dollar short.
I know, but, like, I honestly hope he can blow up marketably. Like, I mean, he does have old face. I mean, he definitely has old face.
That's good as a coach, though.
No, I'm talking about DeAndre Ayton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's old face, but it's also baby face.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Embiid almost.
It's like baby
Yeah.
French bulldog face.
No doubt.
Like with little, like, you know.
Yeah. Anyways, I just think if he can be a little bit marketable, he can blow up.
I agree. Agreed.
So I think we have to end this.
Agreed. For me there. Like, agreed.
Just with the just the whole Suns Bucks series. It's been poor ratings. We have to talk about the poor ratings.
How bad are they?
I think the most recent.
Are you wearing jean shorts?
No, they're like just
stand up.
Those are real tight in the crotch.
They're tight in the crotch. No, pull your shirt. Take your shirt off. Josh, take the shirt off. Lose the shirt. Those are jeans, aren't they? You missed a loop.
No, they're not jean shorts.
Those are just like it looks like someone took skinny jeans.
These are fucking popular today.
It looks like someone took skinny jeans and cut them at the knees. That's what that looks like.
It does.
It had like from the back. Those are skinny jeans.
You've got a loop you missed in the back too, buddy.
No, I think they look alright.
Yeah, pop your top and get that loop.
Where'd you get those? The lame pants store.
Oh,
got
burn.
Idiot, Josh, wearing that in here. Sorry, you were talking about some shit. I don't know.
All right, let's talk NBA ratings.
Okay, yeah, you were. So what were the ratings?
They've been poor
for this series we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
So the last game, it was 8 million, and so for reference, the '98 finals of Jordan had about 38 million, and this is 22 years later. I know, but like 8 million versus 38. 22 years later, more population, like more people have access. We do have more access to like TV.
Yeah.
But that's the problem is that, like, how can you possibly track how everyone is watching? So back in the day, there was only TV or the radio.
Yeah.
So it was easy to track who was listening to what. But now you could be on devices. I mean, it's so hard to track that.
I agree. Yeah, I want to know how they can track illegal streams because I feel like that's pretty big in the NBA.
I doubt they can.
But like the UFC like cracks down and tries to shut down as many, and stuff like that because they're pay-per-view and stuff.
Can't stop me.
Yeah. But
that was a joke.
I do feel like the NBA just like lets it go. Just like how they are on Twitter, you can post clips and stuff like that. They just kind of like the more visibility, the better.
Well, they know they have so much like online viewership, or not online, but overseas viewership that a lot of people they're forced to just pirate it somehow.
Yeah.
So if they're doing that, like they're getting all the revenue from merchandise, all the revenue from, and like
exactly
they already have enough problems with a lot of teams, like a high percentage of teams, like broadcast networks that don't let it be syndicated across like national TV for most of the season.
They make it tough for you to watch in your own city, which is fucking bullshit.
It is. So I really have no shame in saying.
But these ones aren't.
The only way that I get Nuggets games is by streaming them illegally, because I can't even buy NBA fucking pass and get to see Nuggets games. Everything that is like Nuggets, Oklahoma, I think Bulls you can get. That's like the closest team that I could be a fan of. and still be able to pay to see it on
Yeah.
television
Yeah.
in any capacity. So if you're not going to let me give you money, I was ready to throw the money away just to see if it worked for a season.
Yeah.
And then I did enough research, and it was like, oh yeah, that's not going to work.
You're
at
still
all.
gonna have some blackouts, so it's like
I'm gonna
why
have
am I gonna
blackouts
tail
all the
off?
time, and I can't even like.
Exorbitant amount.
They have it so cracked down that I couldn't even pay the extra for a VPN, and then pay for
Crackdown.
NBA Pass.
Netflix
Like,
doesn't even do that shit.
well, it's the cable companies
Yeah,
that are in
exactly.
charge
No,
of
it's
it that are
Comcast
putting all
and shit.
that money towards it. So it's
But that being said, that's not like that is a contributing factor because you need to drive interest all season to have interest in the finals.
right.
But like this is on ESPN, this is on ABC. Like these should be getting higher ratings. So it's like I just try to come up with a few ideas to like boost ratings. I think celebrity fights at halftime. Celebrity fights are a huge thing, right? You know?
I think you're right.
I've seen it. I would say I think that there's an uptick in celebrity fights. I'll say that.
Exactly.
Like I myself have seen at least 3 celebrity fights in the last calendar year.
Yeah.
We should have.
Because
We should have-
they're getting celebrities that I just want to see get destroyed. So it's perfect.
We should have Tristan Thompson and Odell, or not Odell. What's his fucking name?
Wide receiver?
No, the guy who
Paul
was married to Chloe before.
Lamar Odom.
Yeah, we should have Lamar and
And Tristan Thompson fight, yes.
fight at
Yes.
halftime.
Um
Pull that up. Yeah. So not to change the subject.
well, I do have a few more ideas, but we'll circle back to that.
Okay.
Can I just jump in?
Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool if we can. So wait, who's fighting who here? Because I think there's 3 of them, and if we can get to wrestling style here, we can get another celebrity and to be like their tag team
Okay.
and do it like that. You know, like a little tag team battle, mixed
a good
gender
idea.
style.
Yeah. Maybe it's like 2 of the Kardashian sisters.
Yeah, like that'd be cool.
Would you pay the pay-per-view for that?
No, but I'll get it online.
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
I'll tune in though.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's hear your other.
No, my other idea was just like I mean the UFC tried to use Addison Rae. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
And she took a whole bunch of flack.
Oh, this just happened. Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
Like I know about this.
Yeah, definitely. Go back to the Suns. Bucks, quick. No, so they tried to use Addison Rae. The UFC tried to use Addison Rae as like an interviewer and stuff, just for like 3 minutes with Conor, and everybody got on their case because UFC fans are fucking hardos,
Yeah.
and like they just couldn't allow somebody. I just gotta say, like it doesn't like her 100 million fans are worth more than your journalism degree. I'm sorry. I know that's like
It's a
been put
valid
out
point.
there, but it just is.
Yeah.
And also, it takes a lot of work to like do what she got to, as well. Like, you don't just do that overnight. Like, try to if you want a journalism degree and 100 million followers, do what she did.
I think that she probably spends more time getting people's attention,
Yes.
and she has more experience getting people's attention and holding it
Yeah.
than any single like
Syracuse
television
journal degree.
journalist.
Yeah.
So we're
Period.
pro
And-
Addison Rae on this podcast, is what you're saying.
Well,
In this instance,
in
this
this
instance,
yeah.
you need to understand that like we have very, very, very weak or very hot tempers. So
Yeah.
really like anything that could happen ever could sway our opinion on pretty much anything.
So
You understand?
Yes.
Okay.
So
You
we're not
should-
glued down to anything.
no.
We're playing it rare.
I'm just saying, using this
very
idea.
close to the chest.
We
and
pay
then
a lot of attention to the culture.
if we're
how it
connected to something
changes.
and that goes wrong, we can instantly distance ourselves
Yes,
and
we just
salvage.
dissipate. We're like
and
a
move
mist.
forward. I like that.
We're like
In
a
this,
fine mist.
yes, in this cancel world, that's a good play. That's a good strategy.
And so, like the UFC was trying to use Addison Rae, I'm saying the NBA should use Charlie D'Amelio. Do you know who she is?
Yeah.
She has like
I'm familiar.
118 million followers on TikTok, right?
I don't think that like what job would she do?
No. So here's what she gets all. She says, well, there's 2 things that I think that she could do. She says, she does a huge TikTok that says, I'm gonna do something huge at the NBA halftime show, right?
Okay.
And that, like, you know,
So all of those TikTok followers.
Yeah, I mean, if they get a quarter of that, they're at 25 million.
Yep.
And then she doesn't even
which is
show up.
quadrupled.
They don't need it
Or
after that.
even better, she says she'll only do more TikToks if
people tune in.
and then hopefully you get like half, and you get 50 million, and you just crush Jordan's record.
That's true.
Like, what do you pay her? Like
if we're all
50
about
million?
records here,
What do you pay her? Like 50 million? That's like nothing. I don't know. It's worth a shot, right?
She's not going to ask for much, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you like compared to like a contract in the NBA of like all the players, it's nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's worth a shot.
What was it the 18 draft class set to make over $1 billion?
Exactly.
This,
so it's like they pay her
year.
50
right.
for like 50 million view, like a
Right.
like a million per
Perfect.
million. Yeah.
And then how many of those like families are like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
holy shit, I forgot about basketball.
Exactly.
NBA finals are on.
100%.
You can have that one, Adam Silver.
It's on us. It's on
Yeah,
us.
that one's free. From one Adam to another.
What do we have time-wise here?
Little nugget. We'll take a break. I'm ready for a little break,
Me
Ski.
too.
We'll be back with a little coverage on the UFC and what went down this past weekend.
I agree.
Here I am, returned to take back my throne. And I know what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna go and do it.
Welcome to the OnlyFans podcast.
What's up? Oh boy.
Yikes.
Connor got his ass kicked.
Well, no. He made it till the end of the round.
That's true.
So technically, it was a doctor's suspension.
Yeah,
Is that what it's
doctor's
called?
Doctor stoppage.
Doctor stoppage.
Thank you, Daniel. Pretty fucking sketch. That leg break, man.
Yeah. What'd you think of the match as a whole, Danny?
Well,
How'd you watch it?
I was able to watch it.
Good. So you called pay-per-view. You called the pay-per-views.
You have ESPN Plus?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you? Because the way you said that, it was like, I do.
I'll
Well,
trade- I'll
dude.
trade-
Well, okay, here's the thing. Technically, whoever's stream I'm stealing it from does have HBO Plus.
Okay.
So if
No, it's
so
ESPN
facto-
Plus. Do you have cable?
Yes.
You get ESPN Plus. You didn't have to steal this fight.
Yeah.
No, that's not true because I was on. That's not true.
You still have
It
to pay
is
for
true.
it, probably.
The fun that they had the pre-fight on TV. I watched it on cable.
Yeah.
ESPN Plus is free to anyone who has cable.
Just like Cox Cable.
You just sign in as a Cox
I think
user.
it gives you the ability, but ESPN Plus, I believe,
I don't
just
buy that, dude. I don't buy that at all because they have to make money and they're gonna charge.
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's get back to the okay.
No, real quick, I believe ESPN Plus just gives you the ability to buy the fight, which is bullshit.
Okay, like Disney
It's
Plus, I know
bullshit.
for a fact because like we have Disney Plus and the movie came out and my daughter was gonna watch it or whatever, and then we looked on there and it's like, no, you still have to rent it.
Yeah.
So like
exactly.
just be by having Disney Plus, now you have like you said, the ability to rent it if you so choose to pay the extra $15.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So let me
Right.
ask you this
Fair enough.
question: Did this fight end Conor McGregor's career?
Danny?
I'm not claiming to be like a fight expert. I just think I know that a couple Halloweens ago I got too drunk and sprained my ankle really badly, and it took me 6 months, just from a really bad sprained ankle to recover to be able to walk long distances. So I would think at this point, yes, I think the recovery process is too much, and he will get back to, but by that point he's going to be even older.
So that makes sense, and I'm really glad that we went to Danny for this question.
Mhm.
As the senior member of the OnlyFans podcast, as our, almost, I want to say almost father figure.
Yeah.
Like Father Time.
Yeah, the reminder of Father Time at the very least. It's good to know your take on Connor's recovery. Any other fresh takes from the fight, Danny?
Because you're wrong.
Because I'm wrong.
Well, on Conor McGregor being done.
Oh, he's not going to be done. He'll come back and then there'll be another big fight. Are you talking about I just thought you meant his ability to win again and to be on top again. I think that's done.
Over.
Yeah,
He's still gonna make some money.
So what you're referring to something before we get back to Danny's analysis of the fight, which we still want to cover. See if there's any other hot topics.
I just think it's like he's just so marketable.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor
as a product, he's got some years.
He's the most marketable fighter in the game now.
He's still going to be in commercials, like he's still going to have Irish whiskeys he's promoting. There's always going to be something.
And it kind of pisses me off. It's like some of you other UFC fighters, boxers, whatever you are, learn from Conor McGregor and like talk some shit, show up places, make some ruckus, and make shit tons of money.
Every once in a while, throw a collapsible chair through a tour bus.
Do you know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about Terrence fucking Crawford.
I agree.
Most of the best boxing people who cover the game consider him the number one pound for pound fighter in the game.
He's worth pride and joy.
Yeah, and he's the number one pound for pound fighter in boxing now, and he's worth $8 million. That's it. He's 38-0. He's worth $8 million. At that point, Floyd Mayweather was worth 100. Do you know how much Conor McGregor is worth? 168 million.
I mean, yeah. He's a brand.
I need some of these other fighters to step up their game and kind of talk some shit.
I agree. I think it should be a spectacle.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that's what they should strive for. Make it a spectacle.
You're trying to sell a pay-per-view.
And that's why, here's the thing. I'm not saying, I'm not pro Logan Brothers or Paul, whatever it is. But god dang, can they draw a crowd?
Yes.
And that's what it's all about.
Do you think McGregor's on track to fight one of them, Danny?
I think, to be honest, Conor McGregor, I don't know, that's like a tough question. Like, am I really there?
Yeah,
that's like a thing, like,
desperate?
Am I at this point in my career? I mean, like, that's going to be a lot of money. For sure. Yes. For sure, a lot of money. But I think that's the end of your legitimate fighting career.
Here's the better question.
Because now you're a celebrity fighter.
Here's the better question.
Like Mayweather.
If he was only coming back for one fight then, just one more fight, like that's all he had in the tank, would you, and the only way it's going to happen is if it's a Paul brother, would you be okay with that?
For McGregor?
Yeah.
Honestly, McGregor is like my favorite fighter. Not that I said I don't follow fighting that or UFC that much, but like he has drawn so much noise that like I am so into him as a shit talker that
you like him personally.
I don't want him to be done, man. But like honestly, if that's his only, if it's either that or just come back and lose again, like no, dog, let's transition.
You would illegally stream that fight.
You want that proper 12 to keep going.
Be honest, like you don't know if he's gonna win or not. And just
against the Paul brother
is the hope of him.
Oh, against the Paul brother, I think he'll win that because honest to God, like
he's a striker.
Yeah, but and also like that would be such a like this is like officially your career is on the line.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to win.
Mayweather's already done. Like he's got nothing left.
Yes.
But I will say, for my analysis of this fight, I wanted McGregor to win. I was very excited for that. Within a minute and a half into that fight, I realized that this was not going to be the outcome.
Yeah.
McGregor was on his back most of the fight, getting stomped on. I think his ear was bleeding profusely. Yes. I don't think it was from punches. I think it's because he was rubbing his head against the cage. And I think that might have ripped his ear open. And
or he was just having like a severe brain bleed.
I didn't know cauliflowers had blood. I thought they were plain. I didn't know they were like beef or.
I think the Pierre guy has cauliflower ear pretty bad, actually, his opponent.
Yeah,
but
let me break this to you, Danny.
What?
All fighters have cauliflower ear.
Yes. Okay. That's true.
They're all dealing with it.
But I literally, it came to the point where I'm watching the time tick down. It's like 10 seconds left, whatever it was. I'm thinking like the ref is gonna call it. It's over. And then I realized Conor somehow got back up, and then that moment, man, when he stepped back and fell back, I personally thought he was just trying to pull something to get more time.
Yeah.
Like to keep the fight going because he knew he was in trouble. But then he pointed to his foot, and then I could see something was wrong, man. And then it was over from there.
I mean, he just folded back on that thing.
Yeah.
And he was so quick. He was yelling so quick to tell him, make sure it's doctor stoppage. They didn't call the fight. The ref didn't call the fight doctor stoppage.
Yeah.
I get what he was doing, but at the same time, it did make him look like I'm just trying to save my career.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a bitch move.
Definitely.
He beat the living shit out of you.
Yeah.
And Yeah, he was just so unprepared.
Yeah, but it's it's a worldwide sport, much like basketball.
Much like basketball.
Was that a perfect segue?
Not anymore. Now you've ruined it.
Into USA basketball.
You've ruined it.
Adam.
It's ruined.
It's ruined.
So not doing hot, the USA
No.
in the FIBA qualifying tournaments. In fact, after their second loss,
Yes.
first loss to Nigeria,
Yep.
which is like fine, okay.
Yeah.
Second loss to Australia, which
Yeah.
is like okay, like they got some talent.
Dude, what we're finding out is worldwide, if the USA literally doesn't put its best talent on the court and all the other countries do, those other countries, they got a shot. You know?
Absolutely, they have a shot. This team was stacked. I mean, Australia looked really good, and what was sad about it was they're basically kind of highlighting the fact that pull up that quote, the fact that the referees for the FIBA tournaments are not going to officiate
Yes.
basketball,
No.
professional basketball, the same way that it's officiated in the United
And
States.
yeah, that's a huge problem.
So what's the quote here? Throughout the game, multiple players from Jason Tatum to Bradley Beal have been staring down officials following no calls as they're accustomed to receiving touch fouls. So the one I saw, not even one of these two guys.
Yeah.
It was Dame Lillard.
Yeah.
He drives the paint after pulling up for three,
Yeah.
and then like pulls it back down after getting the pass, dribbles in, and just tries to cut between three defenders,
Yeah.
and throw up some like bitch ass shot
Yeah.
that he knew wasn't even going to reach the rim, just looking for the foul.
But because he was between three defenders, the
Well, yeah,
NBA
he
doesn't
touched
favor.
them,
Yeah,
you
but
know?
he touched them.
Right. And he's running into them, and obviously, like, there's got to be a distinction there. I love the way this is being called.
Yes, me too.
I want 100% for this to be the way that the NBA is called.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, not what we're going to see. But I would argue, if that's how the NBA was called, Nuggets would be in the finals like every year.
Well, no, this is the way the NBA is trying to trend, with the new rule changes and stuff.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Baby steps. Man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of just straight bitch assness from everybody in the
Bitch
United
assness?
States organization. I would like to see. Well, here's the other side of it. Like, NBA finals are going on.
Yeah.
Some of the players that are going to be on that team are in the NBA finals right now.
Yeah.
So the team is not. It's
Fully
all
stocked.
exhibition.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's all like preliminary games.
Yeah,
But at the same time, like, those guys aren't going to expect any less as
Yeah,
far as calls go.
exactly.
So I don't know. Is the NBA like the pinnacle of the basketball world anymore?
It's a good question. And so in golf, there's this thing called the Ryder Cup, where it's the USA like assembles a team of golfers versus the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even if LeBron James, Kevin Durant, I don't know, like the USA team would be stacked. But I mean, if you look at the rest of the world's team, they have
Compared to
all the
States.
bigs.
Yeah.
Giannis,
Yep.
Embiid, and Jokic.
Yeah.
Just rotating those three.
To name just a few.
Yeah.
Just a few.
Yeah,
Like,
just a
It
few.
is all of them.
Oh yeah, Doncic. I
Yeah.
mean, like everybody.
Porzingis?
Yeah,
Like you have.
like
there's
they have
no
Aiden.
shortage.
They have Aiden.
I was
And he's
thinking,
big,
like,
and he would get
Who's
eaten
the
a
guy
lot.
who looks like Aquaman? I can't remember his name.
Oh, Steven. Fuck, what is
We're gonna get there. It is Steven. You're right about Steven.
Check the briefcase.
God damn it.
Josh. Adams.
Steven
Steven
Adams.
Adams.
Oh my.
Steven Adams. He's not American.
Yeah.
I don't
No. He's
think.
New Zealand.
Okay.
I knew exactly where he's from. I know he was like. I know his whole story. And it was so bothered me so much.
Just not his name.
Whatever.
Yeah. No. Definitely. It's the USA is no longer the
Even if Jamal Murray has to play point guard,
but you forget Jamal Murray's from Canada.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like even if that's
Yeah.
their worst little guy,
Yeah, no,
like,
exactly.
they're fucking
Exactly.
everything.
If they're
up.
rotating Jamal Murray and Doncic as point guard, are you
Right.
kidding me?
It's over.
Yeah.
Doncic and Joker, so everybody gets a little
Yeah,
rest.
exactly.
It's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
It's good. So I
there's
haven't-
something else. Oh, one other thing. There's a point. It was right after Dame tried that weak ass shit.
Yeah.
The announcer literally like quote for quote the same thing that was said to Bronny's son.
Oh,
Like
really?
I hear it and I'm just sitting there like,
That's hilarious.
dude, where is LeBron right
Yeah.
now? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
And I also find it absolutely hilarious from a LeBron angle that while Team USA is getting their fucking asses kicked in the pre-Olympics games,
Yeah.
LeBron James is on the red carpet for Space Jam 2.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's like, where are his priorities at?
What kind of message is that
Exactly.
sending to the rest of the league? You know, hey, I know you guys are struggling. I haven't played for a couple months, but also fuck you guys.
Exactly.
You know, I don't
I've
give a
had
shit.
plenty of rest, but I got red carpet. You know, I've got
Right.
marketing to do.
Mhm.
I've got advertising.
And he took the brow with him.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think that even if they just had him
Yeah.
and KD,
Yeah.
they're gonna fuck shit up.
Anthony Davis is I mean, if we're talking about bigs, he's the US's he's one of the US's answers.
He is, and arguably the best player from this year, best player on the Lakers squad.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I have an interesting take on the Team USA losing.
Okay,
I kind
this
of
should be
wonder.
great.
I kind of wonder if Team USA jinxed itself. I wonder if it's a little bit of karma that Team USA lost because they were being such giant cowardly bitches about China, the NBA in general.
So it's like more of a
It's like
spiritual,
yeah,
like
exactly.
retribution
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm.
Just from
hey,
pretty much cucking down to China
Yeah.
and
Hey.
submitting to their will
Mhm.
at
we-
all points in
Are
time.
we allowed to talk about this?
Yes, it's a good
Danny,
question.
You remember that thing we talked about before where we were like, hey, we're going to ride the party line and kind of like
Yeah.
try to not get canceled and stuff?
Yes.
We don't have any listeners in China.
We are the number one,
They're censoring us, if
Yeah.
anything.
100%.
Before we even said that, like, we're in censor city. Like, maybe like some parts of very, very like not industrialized but commercialized
Yeah.
China,
Yeah.
we'd be able to be received from the highest like
If they have like a
skyscraper.
VPN,
Exactly, with
Yeah.
a VPN.
VPN.
Right.
Cool.
which is like hugely
Call that.
illegal in China. So,
Okay.
but no, we are the number one NBA anti-Chinese government podcast. Let's make that known.
Just government.
Yeah.
Right.
It's one of the
That is such a bold claim.
And it's because of how much we care for
I
the
feel like we
Chinese
should have
people.
talked about
Exactly.
this beforehand.
No, it's because of how much we care for the Chinese people.
Oh, okay.
And that's
cool.
what brings it all around.
Okay.
exactly. Also, yeah, you know,
You think that some oligarch somewhere should be able to decide that they're stripped of the right to listen to the OnlyFans podcast?
definitely.
Oh,
I'm talking
hell no.
more about the genocide happening there, but you know,
That too, but also the fact that they're not allowed to listen to the OnlyFans podcast.
Okay.
And, the other, news stations.
The
and,
fact
like,
that
Well,
they-
hey, we tackle one thing at a time.
that 5 years ago, if you had more than one child, you were forcibly sterilized. And 10 years before that, they probably just killed the kid.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And they won't let you listen to the OnlyFans podcast.
That you should have said that first, but yes,
Yeah.
I agree with everything you just said in a different order.
Does this lead us into our segment?
Oh, are you talking about?
The John Cena Chinese Cuck of the Week?
That's right. Yes, that does lead us nicely in. So we got a clip here from. Really, this is our new segment. The
Yeah.
topic and focus of which is going to be primarily people who they're willing for whatever ratings they can scrounge up. They're
Yeah.
willing to get down on their hands and knees and really just scrub the Chinese floors for all they're worth. They're just going to sit there and
Yeah.
scrub.
They're putting
They're
the almighty
probably-
dollar. They're putting the almighty dollar above humanity.
They're
Exactly.
sitting there, two hands. They're scrubbing and they're scrubbing.
Most likely scrubbing the blood from the Chinese government out.
Right, just sitting there
washing it.
And like, no matter what the angle, they're
Yeah.
scrubbing it. You
Mhm.
know.
All right, so play clip.
What about China, Ryan?
Do you disavow China? The entire nation. I'd like you to speak on China as a
Yeah,
whole.
what about it, Ryan?
You know what I've learned? I'm not educated enough on the topic, so
Are you
I'm gonna
kidding?
stay out of it.
Who-
I'm gonna stay out
nope.
of politics from now.
Nope.
What are we doing here?
And I like Ryan Russillo. Like, I get it, but it's like, really? And he's trying to write scripts in Hollywood, so that has to be part of it.
100%.
You know?
Up until that point, which it was close to the end, correct, of his
Yeah.
interview. Up until that point in the
No,
interview.
it was actually at the beginning.
Well,
But he breezed past it beautifully.
yeah. So you brought that back up to me, and I remembered thinking, "What a good interview."
Yeah.
You know, I listened to that over the Andre Drummond interview,
Yeah.
which is also really good.
Definitely.
But I mean, just some things. Take a stance, buddy.
Yeah, Ryan Russillo really being
Have a pair of cojones. Josh, stand up so you can show him. This
And
is what a
these
pair of
tight ass-
cojones look like. You can see him clearly in those little panties.
Fuck
he's
you,
wearing.
Chinese government. Try kill me.
Okay.
I don't know if I should have said that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like asking God to strike you down.
Yeah, I've done that before.
We are looking for advertisers still, though.
Yeah.
So clearly, you're going to have a strong backbone.
Yeah.
We welcome that.
Well, it's not that like China runs any businesses. They just manufacture
Yeah.
businesses. You know, they're just like they've got the slave labor shops.
Definitely.
That people are willing to, for whatever reason and against all moral retribution, send their jobs to. And it's easier, it's cheaper than paying someone who has the freedom of choice what they do with their lives.
Definitely.
To kind of manipulate tiny bullshit tasks and make iPhones.
Yeah, let's not forget these are the same places that have suicide netting up so
Around
people
the
can't-
building.
Yeah, so they can't
Yeah.
jump off and
Because
kill
here's
themselves
the thing.
rather than do their job that they're forced to do.
Yeah, here's the thing.
This is the type of country you fucking kowtow to, you motherfucking NBA.
That's right.
I love the NBA so much,
That's right.
and I hate that about the NBA so much. You pretend to care about so many things, but anyways, it's a thing.
Well, it's all marketing.
It is.
And that's kind of where the disillusionment sets in.
But I think
here's the thing. Like last year during the pandemic,
Yeah.
the NBA, and I'm going to be really careful with this, but the NBA, like, they made a concerted effort to stand behind Black Lives Matter,
yeah,
which I fully support, and I think that's a
100%.
great thing that they do.
1000%.
But where it becomes an issue is when the figure piece for your organization, LeBron James,
Yeah.
not Adam Silver, who's just a bitch ass who stands behind everybody else. LeBron James is standing there like bowing down to the Chinese government and saying nothing when something needs to be said.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
that's what I mean by disillusionment. Like you can't talk out of both sides of your mouth and expect anyone to take you seriously.
I agree. I think with that we should hit a break. Come back.
Okay.
Welcome back to the OnlyFans podcast. First and foremost, I want to formally retract my previous comments regarding the Chinese government. I in no way intended to disparage the powerful and paternal. Are you sure that's the right word? Okay. The powerful and paternal protectorate that governs over the great nation of China.
Are we good? Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in to the OnlyFans podcast, where we have one and only stance on the great nation of China, and that they are the second most powerful nation in the world. Hopefully we'll see you next week.
Stay hard.
Stay hard, right? Okay. Yep, stay hard.
Stay hard.
Stay hard.